Oh, look, it's dark May. Hey guys, what's up? I wanted to just record a quick little video. Just gotta give you guys a little rundown. Ooh, cinematic lighting. Bad cinematic lighting. Just give you guys a rundown of just how I'm doing and stuff. It's gonna be an all-around update. So let's get medical stuff out of the way real quick. Haven't had many issues the past few days, though I could see that changing. I made myself some freaking dags, dude. I made myself some hot dogs, and I bought the buns like a week ago. Put them in the fridge. Hadn't opened them yet. Kept them in a temperature controlled drawer, and made my dogs. Put them in the bun. Got some cheese. Got some ketchup, and took a bite. I was like, yeah, no, hot dog. Looked at the bottom side of it, mold. Just a little bit, just like starting to turn a little bit dark. Like the buns were bruised like a banana. So I went, oh. And I looked at where I took a bite. There was a bite in the mold. I went, great. Awesome. Throw these dogs in the trash. And now I have to make sure I don't get sick from freaking mold. But it was just a little bit of mold on some white bread. It was like, it wasn't like alive kind of thing. It was just like, that's a little green spot. No fuzz or anything, so I'll be fine. That's fine. Fucking dude, we're gonna have a problem. And as far as like actual health stuff, like I said, I've been doing pretty fine the past few days, outside of like occasional stomach cramps or something, or like accidentally had too much caffeine. Like I think now with one, I said a very manly burp. I think right now what I'm kind of seeing lately anyway is like a new limit of caffeine for me, at least kind of. I had a regular Monster at like 160 mil. I had with the apple one, which is the best Monster flavor on the planet. It's so good, and it's like 26 grams of sugar, so it's half as much as other Monster cans. But I had that, and I realized, oh, it's 160 milligrams of caffeine. Eesh, I've been having like 100 or less every day, maybe like 130 throughout the whole day. But I drank that from like 8 to 11, 8 in the morning to 11 a.m. or whatever have you, and I was like, oh, I can feel it. I can feel some like muscular pinches in my chest. So I don't know if I'm just still recovering or if that's like my new caffeine cap, something like that. Hi, BB. You're yawning. You're so cute. But yeah, so outside of that, I'm doing okay. Just kind of going day by day, making sure I'm careful, drinking more water, whatever have you. Tomorrow, I'm going to be going to Walmart to get the bunnies some hay. For the most part, that's like the reason I'm going out there, to get the bunnies hay. Hold on. Domino, you're in the danger zone. You're in the butt blast zone. You gotta be careful. Just wanted to point that out. Gotta get them hay. And I gotta get the boom boom boom, of course. Man, you ever make a joke and just immediately want to fucking throw yourself off a cliff? Because I said gotta get that like really fast. Gotta get the hay. Anyway. Boy. So, and while I'm out there, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk myself out of it by tomorrow, but like I'm dying for a big breakfast platter of food. I just want some fucking hollandaise over easy eggs with some French toast and triangular cut buttered toasted dip into the egg yolk with some bacon and some home fries or something like that. I just want like a nice breakfast is easily my favorite food. I think my favorite like time of day food, breakfast. I can eat breakfast any time of day. Love it. Just fill me up with eggs, fill me up with French toast, give me pancakes, drown me in waffles. Fuck sausage. Can't stand sausage. It's not good. Like I can maybe take a bite or two of a breakfast sausage if I'm there like dipping it in some syrup and I'm eating it with something else. Sure, the sausage could kind of go in there, but like 85% of the time, dude, fuck sausage. And so I might want to go out and get breakfast before I go into Walmart. There's a little diner that I went to once. I think it's really cool, and I want to go in there again. But I don't know if I want to spend the extra $10 for gas. So the 2 gallons of gas I'll get from that. An extra $20 on breakfast, and then on top of hay, and I'll have to fight for my life not to get Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Fight for my life. If anything, I'll get like one singular pack for $5, but oh god, it's so expensive. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, and then I'll come home, do some cleaning and stuff like that. I might stop at the skate park on the way home, depending on the weather. It should be nice enough, and it'll be a Monday too, so that means if I'm coming back through at like 10 a.m. or something like that, 10 or 11, the kids won't be there because, school. So I might stop at the skate park just to hit the half pipe a little bit. And otherwise, I did want to quickly mention something. I kind of wanted to see if anyone else had this, and I know people do. I just kind of wanted to talk about it because we were gonna get into like semi-serious, just like mental state stuff. I got myself, besides disregarding the current political landscape and all the bullshit happening in the world right now, which has left me so severely depressed, doing my best to stay off social medias, and at least to avoid. Domino just got scared by the water dribbling down. She went. Doing my best to avoid all the negativity. But I get a problem with the opposite, which is I also avoid things that make me genuinely happy. And I don't mean like this is entertaining, I'm content with this thing, but like things that fill me with wistfulness and joy and bring about like a peace in me. I avoid that to a degree. If you hear that sound, BB's chewing on a box, by the way. Because the come down from it is so harsh. So I'm gonna compare it to doing drugs and being like super happy, or like ignoring your problems whenever you're high, you're drunk, whatever. Just like you're in a different state of mind. I get that kind of state of mind feeling when I engage with some things I really enjoy, and then I get the crash from it. And last night, I had my little sister over, and I wanted to show her my favorite movie, which is Kiki's Delivery Service. Studio Ghibli movie, came out in '89, and ever since I was a kid, I saw it when I was very young on a VHS tape, and I wore that VHS tape out. I still have it, and I just love that movie so much. Because that movie just makes me happy. It just, like, everything about it, the art style, the characters, the music, everybody's smiling, everybody's laughing. It has good character moments. It's just so charming, and it really makes me just want to be a kid again. It's like, it's making me, seeing all the stuff in that is like, it has so many examples of things I want to and wish I could be. Like Kiki going out on her own to find her purpose as a witch. And she just kind of like vagabond travels at the beginning of the movie and finds a new town. It's like, oh man, I want to travel. I want to stumble in these towns and meet these people and stuff. Oh, I want to live in like a seaside village town where everyone's walking and biking to different stores, and it's really quaint and everyone knows each other and everybody's happy and smiling, and for the most part, obviously it has some curmudgeonly people in the movie, but like and then there's like a scene where she is making a delivery for this grandmother with like it's like that fish pie thing, and she goes she makes the delivery, and then like later on she gets another delivery request from the grandmother, and she shows up there to like pick up the thing, and the grandmother's like, the old lady, the grandmother, whatever, she's like, oh, can you deliver this to a very special young girl who helped me when she didn't do that kind of thing, which is like giving it to Kiki. It's a chocolate cake, and it's just like, fuck. It's just It's beautiful, and I love it. And it's like, and I'm talking about this because it's like, you get through this movie and everything is just so whimsical and gorgeous and happy, and the stakes are so low. The stakes are so low. She's just finding her place, and there's no antagonist. There's really no conflict. Like, there's conflict, but it's like such trivial conflict. It's everyday conflict kind of thing, outside of her losing her powers for a brief moment, but that was just like emotional kind of thing. But like, it's just so low stakes, and I love it so much. And that's not the only movie, obviously. There's a ton of movies where I get that feeling, and I avoid those just as hard. But and the reason why they upset me, like, I get out of that movie and I'm just like, it's that whole thing where your vision unsnaps from the TV, your field of view widens, and you're just like, great, I have work tomorrow. I'm not happy when I leave the house. There's very few things in my life that bring me actual joy. My view on things like my family and like all these camaraderie and like relationships and stuff is skewed and turbulent, and it just, like, you zoom out and you're like, fuck, I wish things could be that magical. And they can be, but it's not the same. And I get that way with, like, BB, don't start doing that. Come on, bud. I get that way watching, like, anime and stuff. That's half the reason why I don't watch anime anymore that much, is because I just get sad that I'm not in that world. And I know it's like a childish thing. Like, that I'm 32. I should be, like, chilling in life and feel comfortable in this existence, but I don't. I never have. I just never felt like I belonged in this entire world. Not even just like where I am, but just like this world. I don't feel like I belong in it. This world doesn't make sense to me. And all that does is leave me with such a pit, such a longing for more. Or maybe not more, but just something, you know? And it really does, like, how just watching the movie and being like, oh, they're just, they run a bakery, and it's lovely, you're just like, every day is just making some fucking bread and shit, selling it to some locals, and they're content in what they do. And I can't find an avenue of life where I'm content in what I do. And you could attribute it to, well, we just work in a job you don't care about, that goes nowhere, that just pays the bills and gives you a little extra for treating yourself or whatever. And you come home and you just play the same types of video games you've been playing for 20 years and watch the same types of shows, or watching the same shows, like still watching Supernatural after all this time, and everything is just so vapid, meaningless. It feels so meaningless. And that's, like, it's partially my fault because I don't have, like, I'm not going out and adventuring. And I try to go out and adventure, but it always ends the same. I get home and I'm still here. I'm still just doing this shit. And don't get me wrong, I like doing the stuff I'm doing. I enjoy making shitty YouTube videos that nobody watches. I enjoy playing video games that are completely meaningless at this point in my life. I enjoy watching movies and shows and being around the few people I can tolerate and that can tolerate me. I enjoy those things, but none of it brings me, like, actual happiness, Everything is just killing time. And there's like, there's people that do make me happy, but I don't have happiness as a continual construct in my life. It's just like, it's fleeting. It's like, and the one consistent thing, not the one. I don't want to. Pardon my language if I say the one thing or whatever have you. I'm not being definitive in that. I'm being very loose with my language. I'm being hyperbolic in a lot of ways, but one thing that genuinely does bring me happiness is my writing, is my books, vengeancebooks.com. I do. I genuinely enjoy writing, but it's also like one of the leading causes of my stress-induced heart failure. I'm going to getting into. I'm not having heart failure, but just like it's one of the leading causes of my stress at this point because like, fuck, and it's also a huge, it's a huge contributor to my depression because I care about it so much, and I'm still writing for an audience of one. Like the people who read it are there, but there's very few, and I don't say that as a casting them aside or as an insult to them. But it's just like I want so much more for it, from it. I want so much more from it. Because I feel like it deserves at least a little bit. It deserves like 50 people that like it. I think it deserves something. After all my life I've put into it, over at this point 11, 12 years of my life writing. Well, I guess 13, 14 years of my life writing, and then having it being officially published and everything like that. So like 14 years of my life writing as a side thing, and it has just, it's still where it is, I'm not expecting to be J.K. Rowling, which thank God I'm not, fucking piece of shit, but like, I'm not expecting that level of success, but a little bit. So it's just, at the end of the day, man, I'm just still just, I feel so incredibly stuck, and like nothing I do ever amounts to anything. Again, hyperbole. It amounts to something, and it means things I do mean more to people than what I can see and what I can understand. I have people who watch my YouTube videos that are grateful for the videos, and I'm grateful for them. And it's just I don't even know, man. I'm constantly just disappointed in myself and frustrated with myself because, again, at the end of the day, I'm still just here. I'm still just working my shitty jobs, and we all are. I don't really get to vent those things. I don't really get to. It's that whole like you're only exposed online to the people who are better than you or who are doing better than you, who present themselves as in a better stage of life or whatever. You're always just presented with the good of what people are doing with their lives, and then the bad of the world and everything. Like you don't get exposed to the people who are just like you. And that's really demoralizing, devaluing of yourself, and it's rough, and I don't have a social circle where we get together and talk about our lives and talk about work and stuff. Like, yeah, I hang out with some people sometimes, but 80% of the people I hang out with are just members of my family, and I'm sick of my family a bit. I'd like to have some new people in my fucking life. It's just so difficult. Just don't have the exposure. I don't have the exposure to new things, new people, new adventures, new opportunities. There's no exposure. And it's just so fucking infuriating because I do feel like I'm wasting my time. Like watching Kiki's Delivery Service, dude, for just a brief minute, I thought what it would be like to have kids. To just have like a daughter or a son who's just so happy and to get happiness from them, I do understand that. I do understand why people would want to have kids and find that happiness. It does. Kids do fill a void. They fill the void of failure you've put on yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you have kids, you at least can look at them and know that you created something and know that you are in your mind making a wonderful person. Like you're doing it right. You're getting things right with the kid that you can't get right with yourself. And the kid is they fill a void. They fulfill a need that you have. They fulfill a love that you can't give yourself. And you get it from them. and you give it to them, and you do everything right. You think you're doing everything right, and you just want to watch them succeed. Because while you're watching them, you don't have to think about all the ways you let yourself down. And I can understand that. I don't know. It just that movie in particular just makes me wish I had all of those things. I wish I had my own little bakery to run. I wish I had a kid to be happy for and to be happy with. I wish I had a group of friends that we got together and just drove around and hung out and didn't do anything particular. Like, we can't hang out with people unless we're playing card games or something. Like, I just want to have a community of people, you know? Even if I'm not the most social with them, I just want to be around people that I like to be around and that aren't just my family. I just want so much more out of life, and I don't have any way to do it. I don't have any way that's like. It's tough because, for me, I would absolutely try to be making moves towards leaving where I live and going somewhere else. Like moving in with a friend, going to a different town, making steps towards doing something different. If I didn't, one of the issues is the bunnies. I can't move them around so much. I can't find a place that I can have them have. I mean, like, they have all of this space. This is theirs. This is where they live. They have half the living room, and they even get to go there. That's why that's right there, because they have free reign out there during the day and stuff when I'm watching them. They have all that, and I can't find a place that can have the bunnies. I also can't leave my brother and Nin. I can't leave Don and Nin out to dry. They need me, and I don't want to leave my little sister either. She needs, I wouldn't say positive role models in her life, but she needs moral role models in her life. She needs somebody that's outside of the incubator that is that house. So, and she has that, not in just me, but I still want to be there for her. And it's like, I like showing people things I care about. That's like, I was always that kid that's just like, look at my toy, hey, what do you think about my toy? Isn't this cool? I like this thing. Can I show you? I'm always that's half the reason why I have a fucking YouTube channel, because I just want to like show things. I want to talk about things. So I always did collection videos and bedroom tours. I just want to like show the stuff I care about because I care about it and I want to share it. And that was one good thing about like being in a relationship is, I can show this person who I deeply care about things I deeply care about. And obviously put a brick wall between that and be like, with my little sister, it's, I can show my sister these things I care about and I can see if she likes them. And she can show, like, she's playing Yu-Gi-Oh with me, dude. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. On paper, we're playing card game. We're playing physical card game Yu-Gi-Oh. That's awesome. I love that. And, like, my sister, Olivia, she is, like, 17 years younger than me. So she is basically, like, my daughter, in a way. She's, like, I could, like, this is kind of like what it would be like to have a daughter, granted, like, a teenage daughter. Like, I would have been way too young if Olivia was my kid, but you know what? It's just like it kind of fills out a little bit. You just like, yeah, you're my sister, but like, what's up, squirt? What's up, little dude? Show you the things from my childhood so I can feel fucking validated that my stuff is kind of cool. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling now, but at the end of the day, it's like I can't say that. I just wish I could find a foundation for something that brings me everyday joy. And there are things I think about that I believe could bring me an everyday joy. One being like, I often fantasize. And I don't like the word fantasize because it seems like too either sexual or too like, that's what I want. I want that thing. It's like, but I just daydream. I daydream about if I had a consignment shop or like a thrift store because I like seeing cool stuff and I like shop experience. If I had a bakery, I can't bake bread. I've never baked bread outside of home ec class in school, middle school. But I think it would be kind of cool to just wake up and start rising yeast and shit and putting bread in the oven. I love the smell. I love bread, dude. I love sourdough bread. Artisan breads, hell yeah. What if I had a bookstore? It'd be so cool to have a bookstore. I haven't read 99% of these books, but I think they're cool. This one was recommended to me. Those ones are mine. Like, I think it would be cool to have a bookstore. I think it would be cool to have a fucking RV or a hollowed out bus that I got to live out of, and just drive around places in my mobile house. I think that would be sick. And there's just a lot of things I think would be really cool. And that I want to at least experience to a degree. But this is the life I'm in right now. Right now. I have no plans. I have no real goals for my life. You know, I don't have somewhere I'm going, and I hate that. The only thing I have going forward is my writing, because that's a constant thing I'm plugging away at. But I don't have, like, aspirations outside of that. I have ideas, but I don't have anything. I'm not saving up for an RV, you know. I'm not job searching, like, but I did think about, like, if I didn't want to do the jobs I'm in right now, which I don't want to do, but if I ever got to the point where it's like, all right, I'm fucking actually so done with this and whatever, then I'd be more comfortable now applying to other jobs that are like just at a bakery or something, because I hate cooking food. I think I could get behind doing like baking or something. Even if I just worked the register at a bakery, I think that'd be fun too. Because I don't want to work at a register where I have to sell like fucking tobacco and alcohol. I don't want to deal with that, and lottery tickets. I don't want to work at a convenience store, because convenience stores are hell on fucking earth. And Walmart and stuff. I don't want to work at those kinds of places. I want to work at a shop. I want to work at a bakery. I want to work at something like that instead. So I have those ideas, and I'm not too good for that. So I would definitely give it a try. But I think at the end of watching the movie, the biggest sadness I felt was just the reinforcement of the idea that I'm just wasting my life. That I'm 32, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have anything I'm working towards in life, and I'm just unsatisfied with my surroundings. Besides my bunnies and my millipedes and the mice, which, unfortunately, hey, 28 minutes in, and Cupcake has a little tumor or something on her leg, so yay. But yeah, I'm done rambling. I just kind of wanted to get a lot of that out. Also, actually, I guess the last thing, another thing that's been it's been bringing a lot of my own sadness into focus, but also in a kind of peaceful, it's like a peaceful sadness, has been the new Gorillaz album, The Mountain, because it has a lot. Oh man, some of those songs, like To the Moon Cave, The Sad God, just beautiful songs that I have not resonated with a Gorillaz album. So, I mean, I guess since probably some songs in Plastic Beach, and I guess a couple songs in Humans, and like a song or two in like the Now Now, but like I haven't like really resonated with an album since, you know, until this. It's like, wow, that album feels like magic. And a lot of those songs trigger, like, they really do just like grab my emotions by the balls, and they really just have me, dude. There's something about it. It's like entrancing. But yeah, I think I'm done talking. So if you made it to the end, I don't know, comment the mountain, comment that if you made it to the end. Thanks for watching.